Are you ready? You think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Comic Clowns Podcast. This is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Mark the Dwarf Kokiachik.
Chris the Enforcer Vasquez.
Kyle Darth Pooch Kokenberger.
And Nick the Minuteman Clark.
And I'm going to tell you right now, after tuning this downstairs, what I really miss is my ultimate control of that volume on a slider. Because I totally screwed that. Like that is really difficult to do with a mouse. To get that to fade out nicely.
Yeah, you screwed the pooch on that one.
No, that one was actually better than the ones where I've accidentally clicked mute just right off the bat, and I have to start it back up right in the next. So Nick, the minute, break it down. Every time.
Well, I mean, it's not like they're hearing Nick, so...
I know. It's like they're assuming something's back there. We got a guest on with us today. Tony, introduce yourself.
Anthony Lukasic, thanks for having me, guys.
No problem. You've been a friend of mine, Kyle's, and Chris's. Kyle longer than all of us. Wanted you to come on, give some opinions on a couple topics today, and for next week as well. Next week was more what I wanted, but this one works as well. Before I do that, I do my customary every 2 weeks. How's everybody doing? How's everything going? Mark, how you doing? How's everything going?
I'm doing good.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Nick?
That's so weird. It's like a PBS special.
Oh my god, I can hear Nick.
No, be afraid.
I know, right? Nick, how's everything going? How's work been heading you?
Oh my god, I just want a weekend to sleep.
Have you ever decided like what you want to do when you grow up, or is you're still just going to drive the white van and try to get kids to jump in?
Well, I want samples.
Stool samples. Aren't you like a health inspector?
I didn't say how I inspect it.
And we're done here. I go from kids to stool samples and how he gets it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Someone get the spray paint and the registered sex offender for Nick. Chris, how's everything going?
It's going all right.
How's the internship over at the Hilton treating you?
It sucks, but it's worthwhile.
You learn anything new? Learn anything new you're going to bring home?
No. No.
You are a ray of fucking sun.
Let me rephrase that. No. I am learning stuff there. No, I will not bring it home.
Like, I expected nothing and I was still disappointed.
Is that like a nothing's useful at home, or fuck you guys aren't getting my secrets?
No, it's a fuck you guys. I'm going home, but you're just not getting anything.
Exactly.
It requires
It's not like when he worked at Popeyes or KFC, whichever it was, and he'd come home with chicken for us.
Oh, that was great. It was Popeyes, and I used to he'd bring home chicken for his family, and then he would just give it to me, mom, and dad because I'd be the one picking him up at 11 o'clock at night. He was like, "This was for my family, but fuck them. Have some chicken." I'm like, "Yes." Kyle, have you lost your mind yet at school?
Oh, of course I have. I'm trying to retrain teachers to realize that I'm the smartest person in the building, not just of the students, but of the teachers themselves.
Isn't it fun?
And it's a 10-week process that just turns over.
Oh God, yeah.
You break them every 10 weeks?
No, he gets new ones every 10 weeks.
Yes, so I have to re-break them.
It gets really that's effectively college, and it's great to like Kyle texts me like right in the middle of his day. He's like, "Did you know it's called cuffing season right now?"
That's true.
It's like literally
I've
Kyle's.
never heard these terms.
It's Kyle's like day of the week like term. It's like today's class has been brought to you by the word lit.
No, lit. I knew it was. Everything
fire.
is fire now.
It's like apparently
it's no
fire
longer lit.
means good.
It's no longer lit, on fleek, or whatever nonsense. What other hip lingo? So I have a word of the day calendar going on here. All these little 18, 19, and 20-year-olds just listening, ambient noise. Man, that shit was fire. I'm like, that sounds painful. You probably shouldn't do that.
I thought that was like a 15 years ago thing. That was like it's fire, it's dank, it's the California stoners
coming
thing.
back.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
They're bringing it back.
Okay.
They're bringing it back.
They're bringing it back.
They're too intellectually vapid to actually create their own lingo now.
Son of a bitch, hipsters.
True.
That shit was fire. You should really get that checked out by a doctor. Probably, like, even at a young age, when it burns when you poop, it's probably not a good sign.
They have
Or is that
creams.
not what you
Yeah.
meant?
Dude, I had sex with that chick. That shit was so fire. That is probably something you might take a look
I
at.
want to get tested.
Oh my god.
Cream's important. They have lube if that's the issue.
Oh, dear God.
No, Tony, I can't possibly see why no one would want to sponsor us for the first 10 minutes.
That's why we cut it out.
This podcast brought to you by Veltrex.
That's where I was going to go with it.
I'd say it's a good Trojan advertisement right there. You want to prevent that fire? Wear one of these.
Don't want to have your kids end up like us? Wrap it.
How come no one asked if that was the herpes medication?
You want
I'm
to...
disappointed in all of you.
I let it go. You want to light up that pussy, but not your urinary tract? Trojan. Jeez. And we
So
are...
no more PG, I see.
Not this week.
No.
I'm good. After as much as the world has pissed me off over the past couple weeks, I guess we can. That's a great segue. The best we're gonna get for today.
Sure, I'll go with it.
So I guess everyone knows about it already. The shootings that happened in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
59 injured, 59 killed, 500 injured. I get to sit by this all day. By the way, at my job, I have a TV playing CNN and like Money Talk behind me all day, and like every wall. So anything bad that happens, I know about it. Like I love watching stocks during like E3 and like BlizzCon. That shit is hilarious because everyone's like, "Wow, like Ubisoft stock just went way up." I'm like, "Yeah, E3 just popped off, man. You people should really look into this. All the video game stocks are gonna go really big." But I get to see all these things, and I let it go. And once again, this isn't a political conversation. This isn't a political cast. We don't share our horrible political views, and we try to stay away from all that stuff. It's when it actually leaks over to us, into the realm that we do cover, is when I want to cover it, and I want to talk about it. And like I said, I wasn't even going to bring it up. Wasn't going to make an announcement of it until this weekend.
It's about Wednesday.
It was Wednesday. It was announced, but this weekend, this past weekend, which would be now because we record on the day of, right, guys?
Why do we lie?
Ruin the illusion. It was New York City Comic Con, which is one of the big three: San Diego, New York, and any Wizard World that happens. Considering that's just a big trek that goes around the world,
Yeah, more or less.
around the country, and like those are the big ones. And we get to New York City Comic Con, and those are when the big announcements happen. We're gonna get you get the new pictures, you get the new pictures of Thanos, you get all these new things. But the big one that hit was supposed to be a Punisher panel. That was supposed to happen, and we get to that, and they announced on Wednesday that they're canceling it. We're not doing it anymore. Why? Why would you? Due to recent events was their term that they used. And it was supposed to be, not only are we canceling it, but we were supposed to release the Punisher this weekend, and they didn't.
Surprise, but you're no longer getting your present.
Surprise, you were supposed to watch it this weekend, but you're not going to anymore. It's like, why? Why? Well, due to recent events. Well, let's think of recent events. No market crashed in Marvel. Nothing happened at Netflix. Aside from their new tier system that they're coming up with. That's a weird topic. They're going to do like $7.99. You get like one device, two devices.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
It's going to go up to like $15.99 to have unlimited devices.
So
on at
Marvel
one
Go?
time. Yep. Marvel Go.
Well, no, Netflix Go.
Yeah, Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel Go is going to
Netflix
be
Go.
part of the Disney streaming services, which they took everything off of Marvel or
Yeah,
Netflix.
But
Yeah.
that's the whole thing. But so you're thinking to yourself, well, what could happen? Well, obviously we had the shooting in Las Vegas. And what's Punisher's like number one mode of stopping bad guys?
His words.
His words, yes.
He's a great
Battle
debater.
van?
He's a great debater.
Battle Van.
Battle man.
He's such a great debater. He should be played by Denzel Washington.
Oh, jeez.
The great debaters. I'll take it. Yeah, making references. To
Say he's a master debater.
I'll take it.
It's a callback to our opening conversation.
I got that.
Way to bring up the light in the mood. But it struck me that they canceled this panel. And the reason that it did is because over the past past year, we've had like a string of this crap. Of like things changing because somebody went and did something. And it somehow leaks over into the comic world. Like the JDF incident with a guy who was dressed as the Punisher who walked up and said, "You need to be punished," and pulled out a loaded 9mm and tried to shoot the Green Ranger. Okay, that guy needs to be medicated. And or security needs to do its job.
Yeah.
They have weapons checks. Why didn't it happen? What we talked about with Chris Ramakan on one of those casts. It just... the canceling of the panel is what irked me. I don't even care that they didn't release. If they didn't even tell us they were going to release Punisher this weekend, I still wouldn't have cared.
No, not at all.
But the panel, the canceling there, I'm like, you just missed, to me, a golden opportunity. Because obviously we're having problems with people leaking into like society, like losing their mind and taking like, they're worried because it's like a guy shooting people and we just had a guy shoot people. I'm like, but we understand the difference between reality and fantasy, or at least by now we fucking should. Mm-hmm. Somebody should. That's that moment where you could have had like the actor literally come out there and go, go ahead, Kyle. You have that.
No.
You have that squinty eye look on your eye that in your face that I always get.
It comes back to the WWE.
Ah, crap.
Oh no!
And we're on to wrestling.
No, I've got to. This is good.
Go ahead.
When 9/11 happened, nothing was live. Nothing. Everything was just running reruns, or it was just memorial videos and everything. WWE went live Monday night after 9/11. They went live on Tuesday or Thursday, whenever they do the other show. The first people to go live after that national tragedy. They went live again. Yes, it's predetermined, blah, blah, blah. But they went live again after that tragedy in Vegas. Why is a fake sport pushing or letting these boundaries go? I mean, they're okay with pushing violence still, but
I mean,
it's separation.
It's a separation. We understand one's fake. Apparently, we can understand that wrestling's fake, but apparently, Marvel is.
No. That's too real.
Marvel's too like. You're talking about a regular guy with guns punishing people he thinks evil. Yeah, I get that, but we understand that the character who's doing this is doing this on a Netflix series, and his name is Frank Castle, and. I guess I don't know. I haven't figured I haven't put it together. But wouldn't that have been like the golden opportunity to have him come out there and make a statement, if not his own, on behalf of Marvel, explaining to people like, this is your golden moment. Don't retreat from it. Bring it to them. And that's been something that just it irked me that they did that. Just move over, Tony. What do you think? You said you wanted to talk on this topic. I'm interested. What you got?
Well, actually, what you just brought up is exactly my view. I kind of do agree with postponing the release of Punisher on Netflix. They want to be sensitive to the topic. I get that. I think it makes a perfect amount of sense. But canceling the panel is what I don't agree with as well. That was the perfect opportunity for them to come out and say, look, we sympathize with what's going on. Our hearts go out to everybody involved in the tragedy and all the families related to that tragedy. And they could have gotten a lot of good stuff out there, good information, and basically just good morale for everyone involved. And they just kind of wasted that. They should have kept it going.
I know, and I agree. 100 holy party. Mark, what do you think? What's your opinion on this whole matter?
When I first heard that there was a mass shooting in Las Vegas, my mind kind of rushed like, oh my God, my family, because I got family in Vegas. But then I realized, okay, they're fine because they were nowhere near the area. So that was actually relief. But I did feel like it was a tragic moment for all those people that wanted to go enjoy themselves, and then just this horrible thing would happen to everybody. But of course after that I knew, I was like, oh man, we're gonna get a lot of guff. It's gonna go back to the whole gun law thing or the gun restrictions. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a whole political mess. What are the people gonna do? What are the solutions? And then when you mentioned that they canceled the panel in New York about the Punisher, I go, but the Punisher's the dude that kills bad guys for doing horrible things with guns. Why is the one character in all of Marvel being punished? Is it because he uses guns?
Pun intended.
It's because I guess we can look at it as because he's punishing people he believes is evil and deserves it.
Okay, but it still bothers me the fact that you target a single character that doesn't exist based on the fact of how he deals with issues in his universe.
Well, I think that there's another correlation too that's not really being addressed, and that's actually the character and the person who committed that heinous act. The guy had 39 assault rifles. He lit up over 500 people. When you look at the Punisher, he's known for having a huge arsenal, and he's known for just he's known for just
Yeah.
unleashing in kind of the same manner. So I mean, there's kind of a similarity draw. So I get how people could be very standoffish about that.
It's that going on that, and he can actually exist in this world. He was a Marine. There's hundreds of thousands of Marines around that are out that could easily amass that kind of arsenal.
How many Marines actually do this?
No. I'm talking about Frank Castle. I'm not talking about the actual shooter.
Well,
It's
I know that. I'm just saying though, how often does a Marine literally go out with an arsenal just to shoot a huge group of people?
I mean, was he just not a country fan? I mean,
Okay.
damn it, someone's smiling. This
I'm
group.
just,
bad taste.
I thought that earlier. I didn't want to say it.
I'm just saying is that he was a regular guy.
I agree
don't-
completely. I'm just trying to get inside the executives' heads.
Okay,
and that's
maybe
really
you're right.
the only
plus-
logical thing I
It
can
was the
think of.
plausible thing that yes, we want to be sensitive to the situation, but to cancel a panel is kind of a little overkill.
I agree.
Postponing
all
the
agree on
show.
that.
Postponing the show. Sure, Netflix was probably like, well, due to the circumstance in Las Vegas, we probably want to postpone for right now.
They should not have even said they were postponing the release.
That's
one
what
knew
pissed
they
me
were
off.
releasing
Because nobody knew when
Punisher.
that.
No,
Nobody knew
there still is no release date on Punisher.
Right, they could have just held off and kept their mouth shut. But
Exactly.
then, as for the panel, they could have just came out and went like, we would like to, show respect, and we would like to discuss some things or something. I don't know, anything.
I mean, they're postponing this because of of a shooting and the reality. I mean, why couldn't they postpone Iron Fist until it was good?
We'll
I
talk
mean-
about Defenders for that first.
Got to get through Defenders. Sorry. I mean, Iron Fist.
enjoyed
I'm
Defenders.
saying Iron Fist kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, so I haven't got there yet. But Nick,
Oh no, for me, the whole debate issue that we're having right now is also a sign of just how tone deaf Marvel is. Because at the same time they're canceling the Punisher panel and pushing back the show, they're putting the soon-to-be walking corpse of Stan Lee out there having another inclusion speech. It's like Marvel only stands for these things. I'm like, why is this even a thing you're putting out there? Oh.
no, it just turned me down.
Oh, okay. No, it's like, so that's what happens. Like, it was Tuesday. Stanley had a release on Twitter, a live video of him having basically another rehash of his original 1960s speech he put in Marvel, talking about inclusion, diversity, all that stuff. And my first thought was, something bad just happened. Your entire network is just shutting down everything that has anything to do with violence. And that's the message you're going to put out. Not we're sorry for the victims, not anything like that. You're just going to make it, we're only here for diversity and inclusion. And that's all Marvel stands for. If you don't like it, we don't want you here. I'm sorry, what? You want to have we're going to make this line in the sand right now?
It's like that's the topic you really want to address. I mean, DC didn't make a freaking statement at all. But
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have anything close to the Punisher standards. Yeah. I mean, Chris, as a Punisher fan, as yourself, as a Frank Castle fan, how do you feel about this whole situation?
I honestly feel like Marvel did drop the ball on this one. They should have. They really should have. Like I agree with you guys. Use that opportunity to say something for their panel. And as far as the show goes, postponing a show that had no release date to begin with was just a really dumb move. Like, no one knew when it was gonna get dropped, and all of a sudden, we're canceling this panel, and we're sorry, guys, but we're not releasing Punisher this weekend. That's where I was dumbfounded. Like, wait, Punisher was dropping?
It could have been something great to watch last night.
Yeah.
And it's not dropping because of this. What? Why? That's why. Shut up. You don't appreciate what we're doing? I'd actually rather have the show if we're going to play that game. I'd rather have
still
the show.
running Inhumans. Why?
Because they're okay with one travesty but not another.
That is a conversation for another time.
That's a whole different train wreck, man.
Because that goes back to our next week conversation of a couple different things. Because like Tony, for that conversation, Tony actually
I enjoyed the first.
he enjoyed
episode
the
of
first episode in
Inhumans.
Humans.
But I don't know anything about it, so maybe that's why I like it. I don't know.
Whereas he started explaining it to me, and as soon as he started, I'm like, oh yeah, no, Maximus. No one knows anything about Maximus's powers. They don't what? Like he's like, yeah, Black Bolt just
Yeah, no,
said,
he's just human. He doesn't have any,
Black Bolt
according to
just
the
said
show.
why, and then killed his parents against the wall, turned him to ash. What he did? He did what?
What?
let me pull out the comic book on how that didn't happen. I have Black Bolt 1 through 6 behind me. Hold on.
We were at the store. I think Bruce had a stroke. I had to carry him to the counter.
I nearly did. He's telling me as I'm getting out of his truck. He's got this nice truck, and next thing I know, I'm like just like stumbling. I'm like, what? Why? Come on, you're killing me.
That side of body gone.
But it's but on point here, and then what kills me is like you're not you're not like saving the world from the Punisher.
Anything.
You're giving it to the same people. You're taking away something that we want to watch from the same people like that use your product to escape from the tragedies that are happening in this current world. You're talking about a mass shooting. My first thing to do is like, okay, you know what? I want to separate myself from reality. I'm going to read about a guy who runs around and commits mass murder, aka Thanos. All right, that's where I escape.
They're letting these people win. It's really what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think that being upset about not being able to watch the show that you wanted to see come out in wake of everything that's been going on and how closely the two things are tied together is a little bit selfish. Like I said, I understand with the postponing of the show. I'm cool with it. It's gonna come out when it's gonna come out. We're gonna watch. We're all gonna binge watch it when it does come out. So it doesn't really matter. We're gonna get to see it. So let's be sympathetic to the situation and what happened. But I think that the problem with this whole scenario is that they're making it political instead of acknowledging the human aspect. Instead of being sympathetic to the situation and being sympathetic to the human beings that were affected, this is being taken more into a political standpoint. They're drawing political lines in the sand, and they're going in on basically the left wing gun control topic, and that's what they're focusing on. And they're basically addressing it in that manner instead of addressing it as a human, sympathetic thing.
I agree with the last half of things what you said there. We're not mad that I can't watch Punisher this weekend.
No.
I could have gone this whole weekend without knowing Punisher was even coming out, and I would have been perfectly fine. I'm sympathetic for what happened. We keep ourselves distant from that on this cast for that specific purpose. We don't want to like go about talking and making this political. We're mad at the reasons that they canceled it. Like, if you're going to make it political, like you said, that's why I'm angry. I could care less if I would watch Punisher this weekend. I got League of Legends to watch.
Yeah, I wasn't accusing anybody of anything.
Yeah,
I was just stating that
it's
to be upset that you can't watch the show you want to watch, I think is selfish. I'm not saying that you guys...
Oh, yeah, we didn't even know it was going to come out, so we wouldn't have even cared.
No, like I said, the problem is just that they're turning this into a political thing instead of an actual human being.
I mean,
thing.
you appeal to people like us to begin with. I mean, you're trying to take it away from. You're trying to draw political lines in the sand against some people. I get what you're saying. I agree. Kyle, you had
but
something.
They're just saying it's due to recent events. They're not saying our hearts and prayers and all that stuff to the victims of Las Vegas. They're not. They're doing it completely under reactionary, and they're not doing it in a not wholesome way, but it's not the right way of doing it. They're not doing it for the right reason.
They're doing it for the bottom. They're doing in my world. They're doing it for the bottom dollar.
It's a completely reactionary thing, and they don't want heat from this coming to them if they were to release this character because of his story. So it's
I mean that's just examples of what I've been saying.
For those who don't know and have not watched Daredevil season 2. What the hell are you doing? Get out there and watch Daredevil season 2. It's amazing.
You need to watch one good Netflix series.
It's great. Netflix. Go. 2004 Thomas Jane Punisher. I nearly killed Kendra upstairs because she's like, "Oh, you mean the Thomas Jane? You mean the bad Punisher?"
What?
I need you to leave.
Jesus.
Because we need to. I really don't need you here right now.
She said that was a bad.
She said that was the bad one.
What was the good one?
Burn the Witch.
Yeah,
Dolph Lundgren.
He fought ninjas, so maybe.
What impressed me is she knew who Dolph Lundgren was as the Punisher. That it was either her or Stormy. I'm like, one of you two just need to go.
Before you get there, this sounds like a great idea to bring back character introductions for Chris.
But we're gonna do it right now because fuck it, I got time. And for anybody else, I mean, we all know the Punisher. I don't know how much of the Punisher you actually know, Tony. I never actually had that conversation with you.
Thomas Jane.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, he's
got the backstory, right?
He's also part of the vegan police. Thomas Jane had a really good life.
I'm curious about that because you said they got the backstory right. Thomas Jane was actually a SEAL, not a Marine.
Branch of service, I'm okay with being different. I honestly said Marine. I don't know off the top of my head if Frank Castle was a Marine or SEAL.
He was actually he was a Marine, and because the response was and the joke was, I remember I told you that story about how he let Captain America just beat the crap out of him. Their meme came out and says this is the only time you'll ever see an Army guy beat up a Marine.
Yep.
And I'm like, hey Chris,
I remember that.
I don't know if Tom Sheen, he said he was a SEAL. I thought he was a Marine. He was Marine Special Forces. I thought they said.
I want to say, it's been a while since
I
I've seen the
could have
movie,
swore they
but
said.
I'm willing to wager.
We're talking about the
he
Netflix
said-
Punisher?
No, Thomas Jane. I thought he
Thomas
said
Jane.
Marine Special Forces.
Oh.
I think he was Spec Ops in Marines, but that part doesn't matter to me. Chris, comic book backstory. Do you have it off the top of your head, or am I going to go to the other guy over here in the corner?
His family got killed by mobsters.
Yes. So far, so good.
Character introduction. Frank Castle. Go.
Really? No.
Yes. Yeah. No.
They gave you a 5-minute head start.
Yeah.
If you couldn't see this coming from the group of people that's sitting around you,
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry.
Someone get the guy a
But I'm
beer and
not.
let him go.
All right, give him the whiskey.
No.
Not after last night. My beam in the basement can't take it anymore.
Sorry about that.
Jeez.
But I mean, okay, just run it down really quick. Frank Castle's from the Marvel Universe.
Marvel Universe. Dude's like a decorated warrior and some other stuff. Supposedly he did something, crossed somebody, and a mobster decided, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna kill your entire family in the process. Problem was, they didn't kill him. They practically just wounded him, and they thought he was dead.
Okay.
So he's pretty much dusted himself off, reviving, realizing what just happened, and just hauls off, hunting people down, killing them left and right, trying to get revenge on this guy. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's basically what he's about.
But he says it's not revenge; it's just punishment.
Yes, but but in reality, it's revenge.
Yeah, it was. I'm not going. Dad called me. No, it was Marines in that movie because he at the end when he was writing his letter, he was saying core values that he was taught in the Marines using Latin while he was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a SEAL. I didn't say that he was in the Navy. I said that I think that he had SEAL training.
No,
Or was he just a regular Marine?
It was. Yeah, it was
There are Marines in the SEALs.
It depends
SEAL
which version we're
units.
talking about.
Scout sniper.
Yeah.
oh, there
Okay.
we go. All right, we both lose. All right.
Don't forget the other version where
to
he's
give
just
you
an FBI
a
agent.
non-watered down version of what Chris said, effectively Thomas Jane, Scout Sniper, Spec Ops, depending on which story you're going with here.
Frank Castle. Thomas Jane's an actor.
Really?
Yes.
I could have swore he had Scout training too.
Wait, that's not the same guy?
No, not at all.
The reality, the illusion is shattered now.
This is that whole separation of reality and real life.
Yeah, we're back there again, aren't we? So Frank Castle pretty much comes out. He starts working for some people in the Netflix series. He was taken out because he knew something that he shouldn't have. In the movies, his family was killed because he was part of a underground. He was working for the cops at that time, and he did a drug bust, a fake drug bust that went wrong, and John Travolta's son got killed. I feel like this is how John Travolta would have reacted.
Oh jeez.
Oh, jeez, the kill my kid.
Jeez. And then they came after him. And what made him different than everyone is he's pretty much Batman without the IQ and definitely not Ben Affleck Batman, but the more willingness to kill.
Oh jeez.
Because like he came out and you know what? If he would have like been resurrected, and he found out that the people that had killed his family had been brought to justice, he would never have went down that path. But he went right to the steps of the City Hall, looked right at the people, and went, been gone for about 2 months. Not a single arrest, not a single investigation, nothing. He's like, you're upset right now. We understand. I'm upset when the Jets lose. I'm upset when I get a flat tire. I wonder what the hell I am right now. And that's when he just hauls off.
Yeah, it was perfect.
And he was good about it is because he made it his goal. Like, he didn't originally want to do that. He made it his goal. He killed the people he needed to kill and was going to commit suicide to rejoin his family. Like, and in the movie, that's what he was going to do. And he didn't. He just went, you know what? This is a better calling. More people need me. I'm going to keep this up. In the comics, he gains, the power of an angel at one point?
Yeah, and with the promise of being back with his family, he actually turns it down.
He's War Machine now.
On the suicide note, I'm pretty sure Rebecca Romaine could save anybody from suicide.
Oh, jeez. But, I mean, yeah, okay, so...
Oh, did anyone actually see the deleted scenes from that movie?
Yes.
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
On how he actually found out how the John Travolta's character knew about him. His old partner.
Oh,
sold
so
him
they're
out.
going to do a tie-in for a sequel.
His old partner sold
Tony.
him out because of his
Tie-in.
Yeah.
Tie-in.
Yeah. No, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that deleted scene. That was
only because he had like a huge
Hi.
gambling debt.
it makes perfect sense.
We'll explain it in the next cast, Kyle. And
All
you
I'm
need-
worried
you
about
need
is
more
he
whiskey.
found We're talking about the Punisher. He found Waldo.
Kevin Nash's cosplay.
Oh God.
But
Waldo was hiding because of Punisher.
But I mean, back onto the stage of topic. Now you know who the Punisher is, and I'm trying to figure out how he's supposed to relate to. Like, we don't know what this guy's motives were, and I think that's one of the reasons they're trying to hide it as well. Because something may come out at this point that he thought everyone down there was just heathens or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to find out, what they're not going to find out, and that's what they're scared for. It's like they don't want more copycats of their character. It could be it, or they could be just like hiding underneath my desk at this point, scared of what the backlash of a person who goes around killing people with guns could possibly be. Now, if he was from Chicago, I mean, he would just be like the normal guy on the corner.
Oh,
but
jeez.
he's everywhere because we have just as many killings and like all the time at this point.
Yeah,
so.
but no one cares about us. But
Yeah.
we're not getting political.
Yeah. We weren't, Kyle.
I read a lot. Sue me.
See, I'm behaving this
Next
time.
thing you know, we get a letter from Marvel. We're not suing any of you except for Kyle, Darth Gooch Kuchenbecker. Oh, what the hell?
Publicity.
Do I get to see Stan Lee?
I'm representing him. No, too bad. I want publicity. Publicity, damn it.
No such thing as bad publicity.
I know.
Exactly.
Oh, exactly. That's pretty much what we'd go for.
I have a question, if I may.
Should he? I mean, should.
What?
He said if you may. I figured we'd go to a vote on this.
Is this a vote?
Go ahead.
Well, I'm not trying to take over your podcast.
No.
Way too polite.
Questions go. I mean, we're all there.
So on the note of the Netflix version of Punisher and the standard that we obviously all hold the character actor as Thomas Jane to, we're going to hold the Punisher to that standard, yeah?
Yeah.
What do we think about the actor and how he portrays Punisher from the Netflix? Because I'm assuming the show is going to have the same Punisher that was in Daredevil 2.
Yes.
Yes.
John Berthal.
Yes.
So,
Walking Dead.
right.
Shane.
So how did we feel about that Punisher? Or what are the opinions on that? Because I kind of had mixed feelings about it.
I'll roll it down the table. Going around. Go ahead, Mark.
I have no opinion on it.
Really? Did you like that prison scene?
I thought that was great. It's just that I think he's a great actor. Just I have no opinion on really the actor itself due to the fact that, one, I don't really care for The Walking Dead. I mean, I've seen a couple clips of him in there, but also I've seen like 3 different actors portray the Punisher. To be perfectly honest, I go, well, I guess that's the Punisher because I don't really follow the comic books too well, but I know who he is.
Right, but is this a good one in your opinion?
Do you like this Punisher?
I would think so. I think he actually portrays that whole,
It's a
yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, Adam.
It's,
Like, all right.
it's effectively acting like, okay, we had Michael Keaton, but now we got Val Kilmer, and how do you feel about that? Because it's like you loved Michael Keaton. How you feeling?
really bad example.
That's,
But it works.
Example.
I didn't say because it was bad or good. I'm just saying here's what you're talking about. But the point is, like, okay, you're going from Thomas Jane, then you went to Warzone, and nobody watches that movie, and now we just go right to Netflix.
right.
So, I mean, going from one to the other, do you think he did just as good a job?
Oh, I feel like he did. I feel like he does. I mean, my opinions are not really that good because I need to really just watch it. But we're not going to get that opportunity for quite some time.
As it turns out.
If ever. I really wouldn't be surprised.
Due to recent events, we're not going to be watching.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they scrap this all together and then try to scrub the internet
Which
of
would,
season 2 of
which
Daredevil.
again, I would feel would be unfair for this actor because it
Completely
seems like he did put a lot of time and effort to really get into the character, especially with Daredevil. He was like, okay, we see this. I liked his attitude in that one. I really did. I liked how he portrayed the character. It made me go, this guy makes me feel like if I do something wrong around him, he's just gonna beat the shit out of me.
Boondock Saints of Marvel.
Yeah.
Good example.
Great example. Yes.
Hey, not all of them can be winners. Nick, go ahead.
All right, no. So we're talking about the Netflix version of the Punisher. I had a couple of misgivings about him at first because not a huge fan of the Punisher killing innocent people, which is what he was totally going to do because the Daredevil wasn't listening to him. And like when they're on the roof scene, I'm just going to shoot this old guy if you don't stop moving. Punisher wouldn't do that even if you had the option.
But he never did. I think he would threaten him to pull him to that point, though. That is
Possibly.
definitely within character.
But wouldn't Daredevil actually notice his heart? Like,
I think that's what he was trying to do.
That is definitely training right
I was
there.
like,
Yeah.
are you lying? Because it seems like.
No, they gave the
sniper.
MacGuffin that he couldn't hear because he got shot in the head. So he had the ringing.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, there was like 3 episodes of him like, I can't hear anymore. Why? Because I have a concussion and I'm too stupid to figure that out.
Go ahead, Nick.
No, but then the scene that made me go, oh shit, this is going to be the Punisher is when he's in the pawn shop. All the way, he's being civil. He's being a nice guy. He's buying a stolen police radio. He's like, Punisher would be like, not cool, but I need this, so you're good. Guy's walking out. Oh, you want some kiddie porn? Click. I'm like, oh dear God, you done fucked up.
You were right there. You were right there, and you fucked up.
I just had to say kitty. Damn
So
it.
you where do you rate him? Like you rate him up in the.
He's up there. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that they made him mentally damaged to be what he is. He has a bullet in his brain. That's why he's just permanently at either kill or run stance.
I'm 50-50 on
Exactly.
that one.
It's like-
no.
Okay.
I mean, like on the way that worked, I kind of relate that towards the John Wick syndrome right there. He was not bad originally, and then you took away his temple. He was in, he got out, wasn't crazy when he got out, was perfectly fine. You took away his reason to be civil.
Yeah.
Which was his family.
His dog? Oh, sorry. It's John.
Family.
Dog, kid,
wait,
all-
kid,
I mean,
yeah.
babies are just dogs who learn how to talk.
Implants in your head shouldn't give you powers.
Oh God!
What are they going to do with Ms. Marvel?
If they struck by lightning, they do.
Just gotta leave the black box in there.
Mark or
Wow.
Chris?
Hi.
Let's see. After watching him from the Punisher on the Daredevil series, I thought it was actually a really accurate portrayal, of the Punisher, and I like him. I think he's gonna do a good job if the series ever gets off the ground.
It's off the ground right now. It's just in free fall. Will they
Yeah.
open up the parachute?
It's in limbo.
Kyle.
So when he first got casted, I really wasn't happy with it because I didn't like him in Walking Dead. I basically stopped after his seasons because that show bored the fuck out of me. But that's enough.
White people talking.
We don't talk about season 2.
We'll let the nerds yell at me for that. Please,
I'm with you on that.
please yell at me.
Just
but
say season 2 sucked. We'll all agree with you.
Go
the
ahead.
show sucks, but that's not the show.
The show is terrible.
But after reading, when he was shooting this show, he had to have stop shooting and have multiple conversations with the producers and the directors because they were trying to make him too hero-like and go
Right.
away from being the dark vigilante that the Punisher really is. He's not a hero.
No, he's not.
No. By no means is this guy a hero. But they were trying to put him in that light of the hero vigilante, like Daredevil, like Luke Cage, like Danny Rand. Shut up. You didn't watch Defenders. They actually started the progress of fixing his fucking character.
I didn't say anything. I was agreeing with everything you were saying.
I saw the look of disdain for Danny Rand in your
I was
eyes.
just shaking my head like this is not. This
Did
is
you know
not
he's
what
the
should be.
immortal Iron Fist?
I can't forget.
I hear he's the immortal Iron Fist.
Oh, that's good. I wanted to meet the immortal Iron Fist.
For a man who's trained for like his whole life, fool me.
So tell me again, Danny, who are you again? I'm the immortal Iron Fist. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
But with how he's taking this character and really making it its own and doing what we've preached all the time, fucking source material,
Yes.
Oh, yes. Source material.
I really like him as Punisher.
Now, I agree. I do like him as a Punisher, but I like him so far as a supporting cast Punisher. He was not the main attraction for that second season. He was a secondary character given into the Daredevil series, which you were there for Matt Murdock the whole time. Like, that's pretty much the concept of it. That's what you should have been. That's why you started watching it. You really didn't know anything about the Punisher until like you got really into that series. Now you're going to put him on a standalone. I'm excited. I want to see how he stands alone with that character, because his dialogue was fantastic. Him explaining everything to Daredevil was one of my favorite scenes in on Netflix right now. Is him literally having Daredevil chained up, and having that conversation with him just on there, telling him like, you have to kill. Like, these people are, it was effective the Jason Todd Batman conversation.
Ah, yes.
It's like you got to kill. Like literally, these people just keep coming back. They don't learn. They're going to keep doing this. And then him coming back at the end, and they're all fighting the ninjas and everything, and like, knockout, snipe. Thanks, man. Sniped the people off the roof, which was awesome. And he had the skull shirt on and the trench coat, and I freaking love it. I want to see how he can carry. I want to see who they're going to be bringing in. I don't know. I have not looked any of it up.
I honestly know Karen Page is in it, and that's about it.
Wait, is
The reporter.
Is Deanna Ramirez going to be in this?
I honestly have no idea anything about this. They've kept this really well under.
I mean, if I ask any of you, give me a Punisher villain, you're all going to look at me sideways.
The mechanic trying to fix Battle Fan.
You got Crossbones.
Crossbones was more of a Cap villain.
Yeah. Otherwise, no. Punisher doesn't really have villains. He's kind of like Aquaman. He kind of takes care of them.
His rogues gallery is more of a morgue.
Yeah.
It's more like a gravesite because he kills them all.
Shares with Daredevil, shares with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Jigsaw.
Shares with Cap. But Jigsaw was the only one, but he's so unknown
because he dies.
I want to know who they're going to be bringing in to play his villain because
I'm hoping Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin. That is the best.
Oh God, that would be
that's the best
Marvel
Kingpin.
Netflix.
That is the best.
I think that Kingpin learned his lesson not to screw around with Punisher anymore. He's like, it's not worth it. This dude's fucking crazy. He's gonna beat the shit out of me. I don't need this.
But we all know, and this is comic book like lore right now, and this is just it's like a comic law. Your hero is only as good as your rogues gallery, and that holds true for Batman. That holds true for Superman. Cap's rogue gallery, he's just good because he takes on everybody. It doesn't really matter. His rogue gallery is ridiculous. His rogues gallery is anti-America. Punisher is literally the dude who just jaywalked 3 cars down. That's about it for him.
Anybody that
Drug dealer number 5.
Exactly. It's whatever mob boss is there. Which I'm hoping like they do like the. If they didn't show Lady Zhao being like this immortal Iron Fist, and they had that little syndicate they had going in Daredevil, if those people were still there, that's it right there. Because that dude only kills mobsters and crime bosses effectively.
That would have been good.
That would have been a great ring to take down, honestly.
It's like, I do not want to fight the man with the skull. He shoots a lot and it hurts.
Let's take out the dude with the horns. What about the guy with the skull? Stay away. He'll shoot you.
We don't go into that 4-block sector of New York.
It's almost like someone said to Punisher, "You could do this every day. We could kill everybody."
I know where they live. Someone get that man an Italian and a brother.
It should be in every major fucking city on the East Coast.
Oh God.
Let's get a car. No, a van. What are we gonna name it? Battle Van.
So does this mean we're gonna get Forge?
Oh, wait,
That'd be
Forge?
awesome. Not Mutant Forge.
Not Mutant.
I was like,
well, kind of. But I mean, he was
I'm sorry,
the one
I was talking
putting
about-
tech and shit into the van,
yeah.
which would be cool because, well, fuck
Yeah.
Fox.
Well, do you know Punisher's best friend?
Battle van.
Battle Fan.
Hell
It's
yeah.
Battle Van.
Battle Van or Wolverine.
It's Battle Van.
Wolverine before or after he runs him over with a steamroller?
Doesn't matter.
I think it matters for Wolverine.
It does.
Someone will remember.
Like,
one
okay,
thing, right?
give quickly before we just close this one on Punisher. I mean, I just had a good question here. Everybody here has actually either watched the movies or they've seen the Netflix series or they read the comics. Or what is your favorite Punisher moment? Because right now, mine is still from the Thomas Jane movie, hanging that dude upside down, psychologically torturing that dude with a popsicle and a steak.
You know what happens when you burn flesh to it?
It feels cold at first.
Feels cold at first.
And it sounds like meat just popping.
Sticks the popsicle in his mouth, drops him.
That was absolute gold. I'm like,
You're not a nice person.
that's exposition right there. Yeah. That guy was the king of exposition. You're not a nice person.
Nah.
I just had you chained upside down. I was going to kill you. So, yeah.
Look what he did to Waldo. Oh God! He just wanted to be found.
That was a great scene, though.
That was amazing.
Mark?
Oh man, you know what? I think like the best part and the most dickiest thing was where he had John Travolta's last son in that movie. Where he's just sitting like this, trying to reach the gun. He goes, "Ooh, that doesn't look. Oh, that sucks.
You look like you work out.
You look like you work out. You look like a strong kid. Tell me.
Drops the claymore in his hand and goes, these things weigh about, bet you could hold up 10 pounds. But how about 10 pounds with the arm fully extended? Straps a claymore to the light above it and goes, there you go.
Hey, that's a workout for you. Walks away.
Wait till you feel the burn. And just walks away. He's like, you killed my son.
Boom.
Sons.
Both of them. No, that was amazing.
great.
Nick?
I'm gonna have to go comic book and go with the last big run before any of the major Marvel stories happened, which was like I guess it was like Punisher or Rogue or something, where he's basically just doing his job as Punisher, and it just ends up getting him embroiled with like everything bad in Marvel.
Didn't he go down to Mexico during that one?
Yeah, he had to go fight a drug lord who kept trying to screw with him. He ended up getting into a fist fight with Crossbones, which ends up making him have to deal with Sam, Captain America. He's like, this is how bad things are getting. No, it's not, dude. I will shoot you. Listen to me. The government actually sends like their cleaner team after him. It's like you have the Punisher trying to kill drug lords, deal with mercenaries, and having the best U.S. spec ops come after him too. Like, it's just like, can we fuck with the Punisher any harder this comic?
The Punisher looks at you, I am the best U.S. spec ops you've got.
Yeah, he beat the shit out of all of them.
Of course he did.
They're like, how'd you do this? I'm out of pussy.
You're not Amanda Waller.
Well, since you guys already took mine, I'm going to go with the end of the fight with Stephen Nash and with the Thomas Jane version where he goes, I'm fine. He's not. And then he just fucking falls over.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash.
I was like, who's Steven?
Oh, jeez.
Knife to a gunfight?
If you would have made the Stephen Nash thing, Kyle would have been over you like white on rice. Tony doesn't watch wrestling, so it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I knew
would've
his last
smacked him
name
right
was
upside the
Nash. I
head.
got that. What else do you want from me?
You to say his name in a Russian accent and have him in John Wick, because that dude's had way too many guns to his head in these movies. But yeah, no, that fight was great because the choreograph to the fat guy who's cooking, dancing in the kitchen in the background.
The start of Marvel using fucking hallway corridor fight scenes.
Son of a bitch.
The first, still the best.
He pulls out his gun, and the dude just slams it with the weight, and he just sits there and looks at his bent gun like, oh.
Well,
So that happened.
Threw the grenade at him. He just like threw it back.
It just hits it back.
He hits it back, and he's just like, oh. He was literally like, I am fine. I felt like he was like Danny Glover from like freaking Lethal Weapon at that point. He just, I'm too old for this shit. Every time he tries to do something. Chris?
Favorite scene, I'll have to go to him just like literally mass burning everyone in that building.
Ooh, the house scene when he starts going Hawkeye on everybody.
oh dear God.
He freaking starts picking everyone off with bows and arrows, and he's quoting the entire like the Marine rhetoric during that whole time. It's
Yes.
like, this is not vengeance, this is punishment. It's like, if you want peace, prepare for war, and just literally just goes ape shit on everyone. Sends the champagne up with a freaking claymore mine attached to it. I'm like,
Jeez.
well played,
fancy.
good sir. Golf clap, golf clap. Yes. Take a shotgun shot to the chest in the vest and still kills everyone. Ben hits the guy in the knife right up the throat.
Okay,
that was
first off,
great.
does everybody remember that dude that he just knifed and then just like got him like right in his face?
Are we talking the knife to a gunfight guy?
Yeah, he was just
Oh,
like,
no, wait, Kyle?
So I'm surprised you went movie and not comics, but I'm going comics as well. And carrying Spider-Man's lifeless body in Civil War into Captain America's
thank
hideout
you.
and just be like, I've had enough.
That was holy
That is
crap.
still
That
the
was
most
dramatic scene.
You say Punisher, and that's it.
That's
Instantly,
a moment
I
right
see
there.
that panel.
It has been said
And-
that Captain America's Civil War could not be called Civil War without that scene, because that was the scene that literally changed everybody's aspect.
And I really wish, because John Bernthal was casted as Punisher. They had Spider-Man for Civil War. I really wish they would have put that scene in the movie.
yeah, but you can't kill a 15-year-old child.
He didn't
They
kill him.
He didn't
sorry.
die in
They just
Civil
beat him
War.
really, really
He
bad.
beat him half to
was-
death.
You can't beat a 15-year-old.
Now with that
Captain
attitude-
America did it.
Michael Keaton did it.
Now with that attitude, you can't.
But here's the thing: like, we all talk about our favorite scenes, but we have to admit the best scene though is that restaurant scene. The dude comes in, pulls out the guitar, and starts just singing, and that is just like the greatest build up to an oh shit moment that you're going to get. just sits there and start like I love the song. I'm not even going to attempt to say any lyrics from it because I have
The song was good.
I have no singing voice.
Anytime, Mark Colley, download it.
So good. It buy it. Legally download it, please.
We encourage it this time.
Spotify. I heard radio.
Where can you get it from? Spotify. And if you guys do, it's your one-stop shop for all sorts of music. Spotify sponsor us. But it was such a good scene, and then it went all the way, and it showed his preparedness because, like you said, he said it: bring a knife to a gunfight, and he freaking put a switchblade on a spring loader and removed the stop.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. And shot him in the
something
throat.
your father would do.
Yeah, and I got to stop giving that guy switchblades.
He just keeps
I
collecting
remember
the
watching
spring.
that and attempted it myself.
And this is why you don't. This is why you don't have knives anymore.
I know.
Jeez.
All right.
So
Don't
one
encourage
last-
them.
One last Punisher question.
I
Go
actually
ahead, man.
see
Go
it.
ahead.
Does he have the saddest, worst backstory?
Besides,
For origin story, where would just in your opinion, where would his backstory for being like the saddest backstory rate?
Are we just Marvel or all comics?
All comics.
all comics. Wow, he's it's pretty close to the fact of like Bruce Wayne, but it's not.
I
I
would
feel
say
but I feel like Punisher's is a little bit worse.
I would say it's worse. They killed kids.
Yeah, I was gonna
Not
say
just
they killed like his entire family,
Okay.
like his whole lineage.
As a personal experience, it's a guy who's been out to war, who's been serving his country, who's been doing all this stuff, coming home, making it out alive, has all of his limbs, is decorated, just wants to start a life. And we know those kinds of people because I've had 5 or 6 people off my ship, let alone die, over the past couple months, or the past like 3 years. So I know it's not so lucky. So a man coming home to that, and then having it all taken away from him, ripped from his hands. I mean, do you know how hard it's going to get a second VA loan on that house?
Wow.
Yes, I got 2 laughters and Tony's shaking his head. Yes,
It's so true.
you only get one of those, damn it. And death of the family doesn't count. I have to put him up there in in the top 2, if
Yeah.
not Spawn being the top 1.
It's a very tragic story.
Spawns is pretty bad. Betrayed by your best friend.
Burns
left in hell.
alive, brought back when your family is now married to the guy that you consider to be your best friend, is being now raising your kid, and you can't do it because you're a hellspawn. Still a little bit. I mean, if we go into anime, then we got Guts.
Oh, that's okay.
That's just
Yeah, I
way
didn't
up.
want to go to
We're not
We're not going
there.
that route.
Comics only, no anime.
We're not going there.
No, no anime.
We can't go that route.
No manga.
Yeah,
Doesn't
okay.
count
So
as a comic.
I know, I got you. But no, yeah, he is definitely in the top 3 or top 5. It's
Yeah.
Top
even
3
if
for
you,
me.
and even if you take away like the personal connection to the whole story, it's still in the top 5 for me.
It's rated high.
Yeah.
Nick,
No, it's pretty up there. Only one that's possibly worse would be Natasha, Black Widow. Be kidnapped basically as a child and made into a child sex soldier
I mean, things could have been worse. She could have been a Chinese slave shop worker.
Yeah.
from Madame Gao.
Yeah.
See, she could have been Madame Gao's bitch.
But her life, but that was her whole life. Like she didn't know true happiness, honestly.
Exactly.
No, but that makes it worse though, because then when she
It's
gets
pretty
older,
fucked
she
up.
learns how bad she was.
No,
so you have
but
to look back at your entire history.
No, but that means she's already dealt with the horrible things and is now actually becoming more happy because she knows what love is. And
Well, not
love is-
anymore.
Well, okay, that's not.
That's a lead-in.
Then someone didn't read Omega.
That's a surprise.
Did someone not read Omega over here?
I did.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, foreshadowing of next week.
Yay.
All right, but yeah, no, I definitely put him up there.
He's
And
top 3 easily.
definitely top, to me, top 5, definitely. But once again, closing segment here. I agree that that Marvel should have done something. What they did was not right. You completely messed this up. You missed a golden opportunity to give back to your fans and to at least have someone make an announcement and send condolences. And New York City Comic Con was perfect for it. You didn't have to announce that you were going to remove that you were going to release the show and then you weren't. You could have just left it alone and no one would have been none the wiser. For people, Kyle, that lives on the internet, not knowing what a single character in this show is and knowing a release date would be a little bit more difficult. So that was fine. So, I mean, that's just my closing thought on it. I want to thank everybody who came on here and our kids listening. If you have your own opinions, your own thoughts, your own feelings, please share them. Put them on our YouTube. Come on our Twitch and yell at us. Come on onto Facebook and definitely light us up if you think we're ignorant pieces of crap.
Yes,
I am perfectly
fight me.
fine with that.
Fight me.
Fight me online, bitch. Fight me before AIM is dead. I'll create a chat room. Not soon enough. It's not dead yet. I got to December 12th to do this. Tony, thank you for coming on this week and sharing your thoughts and opinions on this matter.
Yeah, again, thanks for having me, guys.
Definitely. We'll still have you on. We'll have you on next week as well. Talking about the summer event, which is Secret Empire, and the fall event for DC, which is Metal. And then we may run into a quick thing of what do we think is going wrong here, what's happening, and what we liked better and what we didn't like.
State of the Union for Marvel, in my opinion.
State of the Union for Marvel and DC. Because it's not like one's doing better than the other in all respects. You're both failing in your own respects, and we've already covered the majority of that. Mm-hmm. But I guess we'll go ahead and close.
Enough.
Not until they listen to us, damn it, or storm me with like 20 Batmen to kick my ass. All right. This is
They'd
Bruce.
be wearing hockey pads.
Once again, Tony, thank you one more time. To everyone else, this is Bruce War Chief Hoover.
Mark the Dwarf Kokiachik.
Christy Enforcer Vasquez.
Kyle Darth Cooch Kokenberger.
And Nick the Minuteman Clark.
And as always, Hail Hydra.
Hail
Hydra.